Welcome to Red Eye. Hello, everyone. I am Tom Shillue. Let's check in with TV's Andy Levy at the Red Eye Tees deck. Andy.
Thanks, Tom. Coming up on the big show, Democrats launch a new campaign to unfollow Donald Trump on Twitter. I can feel it. This is going to be the one that stops him from being president. Plus, Mel Gibson scores an Oscar nod for Best Director. I'm told he plans to celebrate with a 60-year-old bottle of anti-Semitic remarks. And finally, mega-rich liberals are preparing for the end of days by building underground condos with gyms, movie theaters, and libraries. People, this is the dream. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Andy. Let's welcome our guests. She's been on Last Comic Standing and The Tonight Show, but I think I liked her best on Mob Wives. Comedian Tammy Pescatelli. He has a way with words. Don't worry, the words consent. Columbia Professor of Linguistics and American Studies, John McWhorter. He's never seen a sunrise that didn't make him angry. Comedian Paul Hooper. And his personal security team is led by Paul Blart, Mall Cop. Sitting right next to me, TV writer, producer, and founder of Ricochet.com, Rob Long. Okay, let's start the show. Donald Trump is already improving America's reputation across the globe. Just look at this video of the Dutch trying to curry favor with our new president.
This is a message from the government of the Netherlands.
Dear Mr. President, welcome to this introduction. Danish, total disaster. German is not even a real language. It's fake. It's a fake language.
Are all the Spanish, they're all dead? Is that what? Okay, so that wasn't the real message from the actual government. It was a sketch from the Dutch satire show Zondag met Lubach. But here's the thing. In their attempt to mock Trump and their own country, they've convinced me that I need to visit Holland. Listen how great it sounds.
We've got Pony Park Slagharen, which has got to be the best pony park in the world. It's true. You've got the Trump Towers. We've got Lee Towers. You would love to sing in your inauguration. We've got Maduro Dam, which is the greatest miniature town in the world. It's great. Well, it's tiny, but it's great. We totally understand. It's going to be America first. But can we just say the Netherlands second? Is that okay?
It is okay. Rob, Lee Towers.
Lee Towers, yeah.
That's laugh of the night, Lee Towers. I love a good Lee Towers joke, don't you?
Well, it's funny because we all know Lee Towers, and we know that he would enjoy it, too.
He really would. He's got a
big
great
star everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, but isn't that telling? It's always the local jokes that do the best, aren't they?
Yeah, you know, I'm just glad they didn't mention there was, in fact, a famous Dutch transvestite drag act called Robert. His name is Robert Long.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so,
oh, my gosh.
No relation, but
we are going to use that on this show,
okay.
Rob.
I wish I had not said that now. I made a tactical error very early on in the show, and I really regret it. I can hear Andy Levy frantically searching for Google Images. It's there, Andy, I promise.
Yeah, if you don't want things mentioned, you got to do them after halftime.
I guess you're right. But you know what? I just want it to be a better show.
But what do you think? Am I not right? Trump makes everything better. Even imitation Trump made this country better.
I think it's a perfectly funny way to spoof Trump. It's also, I mean, I lived in Holland for 3 years, so I speak a little Dutch.
Holy!
Yes, and that's, I think I was at the Pony Park Slagharen, and also at Maduro Dam, which is the little miniature place. I've been all those places. It's a great country. They up till now, I didn't realize they were that funny. They're not, you know, Europeans aren't
not known for their comedy. Yeah,
not known for their sense of humor. This is a really funny video.
Let me try you on this one. Ik vond dat look. Ik vond dat look.
You want my underwear?
I like it. That was like, I like it. How about this? Nie bedankt.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Yes.
It's nee bedankt.
Okay. Nee bedankt. I'm sorry. See, obviously
I said nee bedankt to you when you said, can I have your underwear?
Oh, okay.
I'm using it.
John McWhorter, what do you think of this? I think the, you know, like I said, obviously they're not fans of Trump over there, but I think that it just shows you that Trump's from a linguistics point of view, I mean, he's a good salesman, isn't he?
He's a wonderful speaker. If you're interested in buying what he's selling, he's a great speaker like anybody is on a bar stool, like all of us are right here. But what's funny about that parody is that it's not a parody. That's exactly the way he talks. Our president is somebody who actually communicates it exactly that way. You have to remind yourself to laugh.
Yes.
It's frightening to me, but maybe I just need to loosen up. I would say something about Dutch and Danish, but the last time I was on this show and I made a little joke about Swedes, I actually got Twitter feedback accusing me of being a racist. And so I'm not going to say anything about the Dutch or Europeans or their sense of humor or Danes. I'm just going to say our president really does talk like that, and well done, Dutchies.
Well, Red Eye's big with the Swedish. There's a lot of huge Swedish following.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Is
yeah,
that
that's why he got flack.
So that's why I'm a bigot?
Yes,
Yeah,
you can't go after the Swedes.
No, they don't. They did
I'll
not
say
want to
it
be.
for you. Come on.
But Tammy, look, I thought the show's
Nobody's
funny.
as mean as my family, so I can handle strangers being mean to me. Try again. Wait till you meet Nona.
Well, what do you think? I mean, I think that this foreign country does anti-Trump better than we do. I mean, their Trump parodies are better than ours.
I have visited the Netherlands
You've
a
been
couple
there.
times. They're big on comedy. The best I had seen was the Dutch oven prank, but that's a pull your blankets up and fart in your head. That's what.
You knew what that was?
Well, it's not.
You have
Dutch.
to have brothers.
It's not actually Dutch.
It's just
Dutch
not
origin.
Well, neither is the Easy Bake Oven. That's not so easy either, but still.
So you
as
were
far as
working
ovens go, they were right up there.
As humor goes, were you over there doing stand-up?
I was.
So do they appreciate, American-style comedy?
Well, they seemed to, but maybe they were just so polite they wanted to laugh and make me leave. I don't know. But yes, they really do. They love stand-up. They have a great sense of humor. And who wouldn't? If your big thing is wooden shoes, you would have to, at some point, all the splinters would have to make you just go, you know what, I gotta find something.
Yeah, you gotta laugh.
Do they still do the wooden shoes over there?
Well, they do on magnets.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're walking
That's
around.
right.
You can't sneak up on people. You can't pull a lot of pranks, so you got to tell some
Did
jokes
you have those
over
little
there.
brown Christmas cookies? Was it Christmas? They really pride themselves on these little brown balls.
Did you say brown balls, sir? Right to him, not to me. I'm done. I'm out of this conversation.
It's for Christmas.
Highly controversial part of Dutch culture is that the Santa Claus, their Sinterklaas,
Sinterklaas.
Oh, yeah.
has a helper
Oh, no.
named Zwarte Piet, Black Peter, Zwarte Peter, who's the
And don't
who's
they,
an African
they dress
Dutch
up
person.
like this
They
fella,
make
right?
chocolate
Yes, they
of
dress
this
up.
Black
You
Pete.
know about
Yes.
this?
I have bitten the head off of Black Pete. That's right. And it's a scandal at this point.
Yes.
I had a little chocolate man.
Andy, if you don't use that, I'm doing that.
But to be fair,
Country's out of hand.
it's a wacky country, but also they're not that anti-Trump. Look, there's a prominent Dutch politician, Geert Wilders, who is very Trumpian, nationalist.
Geert Wilders,
Geert Wilders.
he just said, if you don't like our country, get out to
and he's been doing Trump's act since before Trump started doing Trump's act.
Oh, no, wait.
So-
Geert Wilders, though. I'm sorry.
Wilders.
It was not the guy who said that.
Geert Wilders.
Geert Wilders is the right-wing politician. The prime minister just said, if you don't like our country, you can get out to the immigrants. Right. And they said that he was really trying to court the right. Anyway, Paul.
There's so much Dutch in here. I'm so confused. I've lost 50% of this. But yes, I don't know. And that pony park really worries me.
What? That's what worries you. The
Pulling on
pony
the
park.
ponies or something. The whole thing seems odd to me.
Yeah,
But
they
yeah,
say.
I think. And they want to be second. Is that what this whole thing is?
Yeah.
Second? They can't,
Because
unless they change their name to Russia. It goes America, doesn't it? Russia, Texas, then maybe Netherlands.
maybe.
Is that the way the countries work?
Well, you might, after 4 years of this, you might flip the first two. That could happen.
Wow, Rob. It's really roasting this administration. Moving on. Democrats have a diabolical new strategy for defying Donald Trump. They're unfollowing him on Twitter. On Monday, a former Hillary Clinton aide launched the hashtag Mute Monday campaign, urging people to unfollow both of Trump's Twitter accounts, Real Donald Trump and Seinfeld Current Day. Yeah, I didn't know he was behind that. Did you?
I'm impressed.
It's it's always funny. Actually, his other account is at POTUS. The campaign asks people to dump Trump and follow lefty politicians or causes instead. For instance, Jennifer Palmieri tweeted, if you're following a POTUS, you are now following Trump. Dump him and follow folks doing good, like United We Dream. Hashtag Mute Monday. Take that, Mr. President, unfollow. Tammy?
Well, listen, I'm all for Mute Monday at my house. I don't care what anybody else does anywhere else. But This is nothing. What is wrong with people? Why don't they put their clothes back on in their selfies now? That'll really get people going. I don't understand this whole thing. If you don't like someone, you're supposed to. Do you think that this is going to matter to this man?
Well, that's the thing.
Do they really? That's like not getting asked to prom and going, you know what? I'm boycotting prom. Nobody asked you. Nobody cares what you're doing. It's the dumbest thing in the world. And the problem is they all sit in the house thinking of weird hashtags that they can come up with to change government. Why don't you just change government? I don't need Padma Leshki, whatever beautiful girl she is.
Yeah.
I don't need her telling me what to do. I don't know, how do you say her name?
Padma Lakshmi.
Lakshmi, yes.
Lakshmi.
Listen, I'm going back to the Netherlands. Self immigrants.
But John, the thing is, they do think that this is. They say this is how you get to Trump. Is you unfollow him. That's why they did the whole thing about the crowd size. They say we have to get to his ego. Do you think that it will work?
It's absurd. This politics is personal. People have lost their sense of what it is to create change. And so the idea is that you've done your job by showing that you dislike what you're supposed to dislike and sharing that with a bunch of people charismatically. People have forgotten that that doesn't change anything. So in this case, if you want to get rid of Trump, you have to do things like make phone calls to congressmen's offices. You have to go out and protest. I mean, I'm very much in favor of the protests last weekend, but you've got to do that over and over again. You've got to frankly do what the Tea Party did. You've got to really sacrifice. It's not about sharing on Facebook what a good person you are. And that is a really serious problem with what passes for activism today. It almost makes you nostalgic for 50 years ago, and there are very few reasons to be. But at least people back then didn't have the luxury of thinking you could push a button on a screen and write articulately about how bad you feel and feel like that was what you should do. That didn't make any technological sense. You had to go out and wear your shoes out. That was better. I wasn't even alive, so I'm not an old man saying, that was better.
Yes.
But that was better politics.
At least they had to, they had to hit the pavement, right, Paul? But do you think this is going to, have any effect?
I don't think it's going to do anything, and you're not going to escape those tweets. I haven't followed Trump, and I've heard all those tweets. They're everywhere.
That's right.
Shouting them. They're on every TV screen. You can't outrun them. So it's not going to do anything. I would just like to have one day without hearing his name, if we could do that.
I mean, we noticed it during the campaign. There was one day that we didn't do any Trump stories, and it just felt strange to be not talking about him for a whole day.
It's almost louder, saying his name louder by not saying it.
Yeah.
It's like living next to Niagara Falls. You just don't hear the water anymore.
But
it's there.
He's going to be able to keep it up, though. I mean, look, we're a couple of days into it, and, you have the battles. Every time anyone attacks him, he kind of comes back at him. And everyone is saying now Trump, he has to not fight every battle. Right. He has to pick them more wisely. But I don't think he's going to stop that. Do you?
No, but I think it's really foolish. I mean, like, you're fighting against the press. Nobody wins, but you lose. His numbers are going down, they're not going up. He's not getting more popular, he's getting less popular.
Wait, I thought he was getting more. I mean, since the election, it looks like his approval rating, he's up above 50%. Everyone's happy.
What poll is that?
Not in your cafes.
I guess not.
Wait a second.
But that's what the president, any president has to do that, right? That's the problem when you're president and you want to get your stuff pushed through and you want to be popular and you want to get the next 4 years done. That's something you have to do. He'll figure that out. He's not a fool. He'll figure it out fast. And he's going to waste a lot of time and breath and energy arguing about who's got the bigger crowd.
Don't you think that they're going to create fake Twitter accounts to follow them? Like my sister-in-law follows me and thinks I don't know it's her with the egg.
Oh, she follows you with the egg.
I know it's you. Where's my camera? I know it's you. So just stop.
All right, your alma mater soon won't matter. Soon won't matter. I was trying to.
Yes.
Okay. So, claims Yale computer scientist David Gellertner, who believes 90% of colleges will soon be gone. Writing in the Wall Street Journal, Gellertner, considered a potential national science advisor to President Trump, says American colleges are failing, and a major reason is that too many teach politicized courses and assign slanted readings and random garbage. He predicts that eventually, most schools will throw out liberal arts and humanities courses and concentrate on STEM subjects, with a big shift to courses being taught online. First to go, says Gellertner, American Studies and Linguistics. As for college degrees...
Wait a minute.
I think he said that.
Wow. Yeah.
As for college degrees, Gellertner says they'll be replaced with certified transcripts vouched for by a trusted authority such as a think tank tech company, hospital, or late-night show host. Now, John, I think it's interesting. This guy Glertner is very interesting.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get confirmed because he seems very Trumpian to me.
Well, that's clear, yeah.
But what do you think of this? They say they got to have the STEM subjects, and he's saying, look, there is too much, of the humanities going on, and that it's not doing anybody any good. Do you agree with that?
Well, I mean, I don't think that there is too much of the humanities going on. There are problems within the humanities. I think that STEM is important and that more people should learn about it. But he has the historical sensibility of a can opener. I mean, really, even if there was something wrong with humanities and we could just conclude this as if he were really a wise person, things don't change that easily. It's like the QWERTY keyboard. The QWERTY keyboard makes no sense. It's difficult. Fingers get tangled up. It's that way for an arbitrary reason 125 years ago, but we're just kind of stuck with it. It's the same way with humanities programs. German departments and English departments aren't going to go away just because he doesn't like German departments and English departments. And you could argue that there don't need to be as many German departments. Not that I'm saying that, German departments. Things have a way of staying the way they are. Human beings are conservative in many ways. And so it's a stupid prediction. It may be what he wants, and then we can talk about why he wants it.
Well, look, Rob, I think you want to come in on the QWERTY keyboard, don't you?
I do. I want to say the QWERTY keyboard.
Dear John, that's horrible.
I think, John, you're totally wrong. I mean, David Glertner is actually really smart, and actually was a victim of the Unabomber. That's one of his reasons he came to the National Bomber.
That's where he
Unabomber
came.
bombed him.
That doesn't make him smart.
No, but he's thought very deeply about the changes that happen. The difference between a QWERTY keyboard and a college degree right now is the college degree is a total ripoff, and everybody knows it. And it's subsidized by student loans at an exorbitant fee. College admissions go up and up and up and up. Everybody knows what it is right now. It's simply a credential grab. That the idea that you have to spend $150,000 or whatever it is at Columbia for a degree that teaches you nothing is a rip. But it's a total ripoff, and the consumer's going to figure it out because the people who are hiring people don't care if you took a BS sociology class or some gender studies thing. They want to know if you can do basic accounting, basic math, if you know anything about the science or technology or engineering.
Is it a ripoff?
And when that happens, it's going to go to for-profit colleges that have to defend their brand. It's going to go to exactly what he's talking about. Companies that are already training people. Who would you rather learn computer engineering from, Cisco or
But you're missing the part about social cachet. All of that makes sense, but there's always going to be a sense among many people that you're not a real person unless you've gone to college.
That's not true. That is a recent American phenomenon. You're now talking about how it's always going to be that case. It wasn't that case in 1950. It wasn't even that case in 1960.
But now that we've got it,
what will change it is the fact that it's $150,000 to get a worthless degree, and people are starting to push back.
I think they are starting to push back. What do you think, Tammy?
Well, you're going to get a transcript, right, from a think tank? Is that what they're saying?
That's what they said,
This is a think tank of nothing right here, so I don't know what we're going to do. Tippy the turtle? I don't understand. What they
Rabbi's a very respected think tank.
No, right now what we're doing here. Once you put me on it, it's over. It's all downhill from here.
And I was in the crossfire, and I'm a high school dropout. I don't even know how to say the word umbrella.
Wait, we got 30. Hooper, tell us, is college a ripoff?
Well, I dropped out of high school twice before I finished, so I never made it. I don't know if it's a ripoff. I don't know how we're going to get our sweet college football money and, secret societies going, but that's all I know. But now, granted, you're talking to an ignorant man. I don't know how to say the word umbrella. I still say I'm going to lay down in bed. Those aren't correct things to say. So this is probably,
all right. I think you proved a little of both of their points, I think. All right. Coming up, and the nominees are a chance for Hollywood to pat themselves on the back. The Oscars are next. The Oscar nominations are in. The films La La Land, Arrival, and Moonlight are up for multiple awards. But the biggest surprise was Mel Gibson's Hacksaw Ridge, nominated for 6 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director. These are his first nominations since Braveheart 21 years ago. As you know, Gibson was once one of the biggest stars in the world, but colossally fell out of favor because of his notorious penchant for on-set practical jokes. And also, I think there were a few other controversies. Industry Mag, The Playlist, called these nominations a redemption, but many vehemently disagreed. Theo Marshall said, "Redemption? I'm going to file this under fake news, alternative facts." And Meg said, it's bad enough no female directors were nominated, but for Mel Gibson to be is an actual slap in the face. Oscars so male. I think she meant figurative slap in the face, I think. Mel is contrite. A little bit, anyway. He said, people are tired of petty grudges about nothing. About somebody having a nervous breakdown after double tequilas in the back of a police car. Gibson, who's now sober, added, regrettable. I've made my apologies. I've done my bit. Moved along. 10 years later, big deal. Maybe he's right. Sonny Bunch at the Washington Post says, there's a lesson in here for all of us who've messed up in one way or another. Take your shots. Pipe down and do good work. If you follow that simple formula, it won't really matter whether people forgive you. They'll still have to respect your work. Okay, Paul, what do you think? Can he redeem himself? And why did he fall out so badly? There's been a lot of bad behavior in Hollywood.
I said some really terrible things. I think it's just like workaholics get away with murder. You know, you just keep churning out some kind of product, and eventually someone's 10 years later is just like, maybe that was a line in Braveheart, those awful comics. It just all blends together. Somehow people forget if you keep pushing forward with it. I don't know how he got away with it. I don't know if he's not forgiven, but...
He's not... Well, that's it. Sonny Bunch says it's not important. You know, you don't have to forgive people. He says you just keep doing the work, and eventually people just get used to having your own... What's the right? I guess you don't like all those on-set pranks he used to do?
What is this obsession with what Sonny Bunch says?
Sonny Bunch is...
What's he, your authority? Sonny, go home. Go to bed.
Wait,
this is not the beginning of a big career for you.
This is good for you, Rob Long.
Yes, it's good.
Because you're out there in Hollywood, okay?
Well, but yeah.
Address what I said. There is a lot of bad behavior. A lot of directors, a lot of producers, they did worse things than Gibson, who lost his temper a handful of times.
But remember, he's made a couple movies in between this one and the events, and he made a couple successful movies, some really weird movies, but successful movies too. What this really shows is, A, that if you are talented and you can raise the money, you can make a good movie, even if you've said terrible things before. And he's managed to raise the money. That's the most important thing. The business now is kind of wide open. No studio had to give him the green light to make that picture. He made it himself. And that's a big, and it's a big picture, and that's a big change from the way it was even 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Yep.
Interestingly, he was, he's fired by his agent. His big agency, his very powerful agency, fired him after those comments. And I wonder now what they're thinking, maybe we should call him back and say, hey, no, you didn't let us finish.
Yeah.
You have to be that way. So
does he need it? Someone like Mel Gibson, and at this stage in his career, does he need an agent, or can he just do without?
No, he can probably do without. I mean, what he's doing right now is making his own movies, writing, directing, producing his own movies, so he doesn't really need an agent. I'm sure that his current agents are telling him he does, because they can help package stuff or whatever they do. But they're not soliciting work for him now. He's going to sit at home and probably look out at the ocean and decide what his next project's going to be and do it. And everyone will be beating down his door to work with him, because there are a lot of Oscar noms out of that movie. And he directs actors really well. Yeah. Actors really like him. Even the actors who were against his politics, like Jodie Foster, stood by him. Yeah. He's got something. He's got some talent, and people want to go see the movie. And the movie, apparently, I've seen it. Apparently, it's terrific.
Terrific movie. Okay, I got to go. But first, coming up is Halftime with TV's Andy Levy. But before we go, I want to get an update on that missing Channel 9 van.
You need to see this.
As has been reported, Channel 9's van was stolen this evening. We are now getting video from the thief, which we will play in hopes it leads to his apprehension.
I wanted to know who I...
Welcome back. It's time to find out what we got wrong and what we... From TV's TV. Over in the Red Eye News, hey, Andy.
I want that time added to my halftime at the end. I want that time back. Hey, you played a video coming out of the last block. I don't think people understood why. Can we show that again?
You need to see this.
As has been reported, Channel 9's van was stolen this evening. We are now getting video from the thief, which we will play in hopes it leads to his apprehension.
That was a young actress named Joanne Nosachinski.
That's it. I knew I recognized her, Andy.
Yeah. I think she used to be on the show.
Yeah. She was trying to break that character, Andy. They keep pulling her back in. News.
I know, right?
She's trying to get away from the news.
Yeah. Also, somehow she literally found herself on the one comic book related show I don't watch.
Wow. Maybe that was her choice.
Yeah, entirely possible. Entirely possible. Also, I just realized it's the only one on Fox, so I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, exactly.
I've heard it's a great show. The Dutch video about Trump. Tom, you talked about Lee Towers.
Yeah.
Did you know he has 5 nicknames?
Really?
This is how popular he is there. He's the man with the golden mic, the pin, the glasses, Mr. Ahoy, and the godfather of Dutch popular music.
I think the glasses is the best one.
I'm known as Mr. Ahoy.
Mr. Ahoy.
What's going on?
Well, Rob, that leads me to another interesting
Yeah, I
thing.
thought it might. Yes,
Well,
thank you, Andy.
you brought up someone he said named Robert Long,
Robert
a famous,
Long, yeah.
a famous Dutch transvestite. Yeah. So I did a search for Robert Long trans, and I kid you not, the first thing that came up was a link to your Wikipedia page. I'm not making this up.
You're not even making that up?
No. I couldn't find that guy at all.
Oh, it's 2 B. I should have said it's 2 B's.
Well, they used a corny
seriously,
key.
Okay, that would explain it.
Yeah.
Okay. John, you said you're not going to say anything about the Dutch or the Danes because last time you were on the show you said something about the Swedes and you got tweets calling you racist.
I was on tequila, but yes.
Okay. All right. We are now, I've just had them, we're off air now. What were you going to say about the Dutch and the Danish?
Actually, I was going to say something again about how the Danish are supposedly great partiers and how the Dutch are known for their brown balls. But I didn't say
And here we go.
Sorry.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, unfollowing Trump on Twitter. Tammy, you said, do you really think it'll bother Trump if these people unfollow him?
Yeah.
Not the individual unfollows. I do think it maybe, and call me crazy, there might be something about his personality where he'll be upset if he has fewer followers than Barack Obama did for the POTUS account?
You guys don't know crazy. My family, like, I grew up, my mother-in-law makes the woman on Everybody Loves Raymond look like she was kind and sweet. You don't know crazy families. He's quite clearly on another plane because it's crazy with money. It's not going to affect him. Do what you want. Have ballet stages. Do whatever you want. Follow him, unfollow him, name stars after him, change the planets. It doesn't matter. He's going to continue to be himself.
I don't know. I think the ballet stages might do it.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you.
John, I am with you, though. I do think this stuff is stupid. And you mentioned how it's people showing how good they are, which is the part I really, the virtue signaling I really is annoying. And it's also, it's everyone now, I brought this up last week, everyone, these people on the left now, they all have these hero complexes. It's like, by calling themselves the resistance and all of this, it's like, I think it's people who missed out, they were too young for the civil rights battles in the 60s, and they want to feel like they're doing something that important.
It's that. There's kind of, I feel it sometimes, a little bit of an envy that you want to do what they did. And also, it's religion in certain segments of society. If you haven't got that, then a lot of this is really a new form of Christian-style religious faith, including the abstractness of it. The idea that you sort of pray to something and you signal that you have faith, and that that's the action in itself, even if nothing actually happens. I don't mean it rhetorically.
Sure.
It really is a replacement for going to church on Sunday and believing strongly in Jesus. So it's quite understandable, but it's a problem.
Paul, you're absolutely right. I don't follow Trump, but I am certain I have seen every single one of his tweets.
Yes, everywhere, everywhere.
Every single one. I don't think there's a tweet of his I haven't seen.
No, people are screaming about it. It's on the TV. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's, you know, I can't escape it. So, you know, that's why I'm having a nervous breakdown.
Tom, you said we had one day when we didn't do any Trump stories and it felt strange.
Yeah.
I think you meant great.
No, I mean, there was an emptiness, Andy.
Tomato, tomato. David Galernter says 90% of colleges will soon be gone. Tom, it's Galernter, not Galertner.
Really?
Yeah.
I like Galertner better.
Okay.
Okay. Don't you? Sounds like a better name.
Yeah. John, I'm curious, did you read Galerter's whole piece?
No, not the whole piece.
Because he doesn't come across as anti-humanities, which is how you were kind of talking about him. I actually got the opposite message from him, that he thinks humanities are important. He just thinks colleges are doing a horrible job of teaching them. What he wrote was, quote, colleges refuse to provide the survey courses, especially in arts and humanities, that students need to build an educational foundation. Instead, too many teach politicized courses and assign slanted readings and random garbage.
Oh, if I got the impression that he was against humanities, then I definitely apologize for that, because that's clearly wrong. But I still think that the idea that those problems will result in significant change in how middle-class people feel about people getting a college degree, I still think that that's valid. I don't see his argument for the change coming. He may want it to.
Sure.
But I don't see the plausibility.
Yeah, that's fair. I just found it interesting that as someone, you teach at Columbia, and Columbia, of course, has the core curriculum where they do provide the survey courses in arts and humanities that students, as he says, need to build an educational foundation. He's basically saying more schools should be like that.
And I think that in terms of historical trajectory, that is rather unlikely. I think what's likely is that most schools will stay exactly the way they are, just treading water in that department.
All right.
Hogwarts and slithering.
Mel Gibson in the Oscars. I wrote Amy Adams snub, so I guess that shows what I think is important about this. Paul, you said workaholics always seem to get away with murder. You could just keep churning out product and people forget. But he actually didn't churn out product for a while. He wasn't in a movie from 2004 to 2010. He did direct Apocalypto in 2006, but has not directed a film since then until Hacksaw Ridge.
I'm sure he was reading scripts or something. I didn't research this, but I'm sure he was working too hard behind the scenes and trying to put something out, eventually putting something out, distracting people from those awful statements.
Okay. Also, about awful statements, Rob, you brought this up, too, about Gibson saying some bad things. Yeah, a drunken anti-Semitic rant, I think that's something that's definitely forgivable.
Sure.
He
Sounds
also,
like Tom's Weekend.
He also beat up his girlfriend to the point where he allegedly broke her teeth and gave her a black eye. Like, people are sort of glossing over that part.
Especially the audio tape of the hot tub incident.
Yeah.
But if you listen to that audio tape, he is clearly having a nervous breakdown. I mean, that's a...
No, absolutely, yeah.
I'm not excusing it, I'm just...
Right, yeah. All right,
That sounds like regular Italian people arguments. So.
Coming up, the end of days.
It's not hard.
Why should doomsday cultists have all the fun? The super rich are gearing up for the end of times, which could be right around the corner. The New Yorker reports that wealthy people in the tech and finance worlds are buying homes in the Survival Condo Project, a luxury apartment complex built in an underground Atlas missile silo in Kansas. The apartments at $3 million a pop are not cheap. Here's the owner talking about the facility.
The Survival Condo Project was the creation of a bunker that was a conversion of a nuclear-hardened Atlas F missile silo into the modern bunker. So it had really good bones. It was obviously designed to withstand a direct nuclear strike.
But is it safe? And here's another guy who looks more like he's in sales.
The overall scope of the project was to create a wow experience for the homeowners, so that if they ended up in the facility for an extended period of time, that they would have access to all the comforts that they're typically used to in the home.
The Survival Condo Project has a medical wing, a food pantry stocked with canned goods, and a ball pit. The condo walls, as you can see, are fitted with LED windows that show a live feed of the prairie above the silo. But maybe you don't want to see what's going on out there. It's, it's for the end of days.
Yeah.
You see that? They were.
Yeah, they're Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's the zombies.
I get it.
Look, last night our panel really appreciated visual gags. Rob.
Yeah. We're better than that.
Yeah, I guess you're a verbal crowd, I think.
We're just a little bit elevated.
If you have the money, why not? Why not go for it?
Yeah, if you have the money, you can do anything you want. Unfortunately, I think you're going to be under there with that guy in the black T-shirt.
Yeah,
he's very magnetic.
The wow factor, like, hey, everybody's getting torn apart by a flesh-eating virus. About wow, look at the steam shower. Like, I think it's. I mean, who knows whether this? The problem with all this stuff is which they've done, by the way. They built it for the U.S. government. Is that when the thing actually happens, no one's really touched the survival condo complex, and then you get there and it's all kind of like 10 or 15 or 20 years old.
Yeah, oh
it's
yeah.
all like this is a big phone. It's like this giant remote.
That's
you know what I mean? It's like all this, and we spent all this else money.
You got to have the
more
upkeep.
fun out there. Yeah,
That's it. But Paul, I think you would really cotton to a place like this.
I would love it. If I had the money, I would totally do it. I don't know why I wouldn't want other people there. That's sort of a problem. If I was a millionaire, I would want it to myself.
I see.
And then once the people came, maybe go up and view the apocalypse or something. But I can't. Yeah, you're going to put a bunch of millionaires underground. Good luck. That's going to be unbearable.
I see. Yeah. But they do
know.
want to. They have to socialize, and you want to meet girls and stuff, right?
I guess I just can't believe the whole world would end and they just be down there watching Wolf of Wall Street.
No, maybe. That's their favorites. Tammy, I think that, I think it'd be a great place to raise a family.
Yeah, well, listen, I already feel like I live in a bunker as it is with an 8-year-old. But I've stayed in comedy condos, so this is nothing comparatively.
Yeah.
And all you need to do is have one comic who cuts his toenails in the living room, so one millionaire that does it. The problem with these things is you're paying for it now. Right? Who's to say that you can even get to Kansas City? What if you're are they going to come get you? They haven't talked about that. There's not an exit strategy.
You're right. No.
Right? So this is some weird Ponzi scheme that this guy, as a matter of fact, we have a place, all 4 of us, 5 of us, right now, if you'd like to send your money in. Rob, send it to the right Rob. Send it to the right Rob Long.
You'll be a wow factor.
1B. Right.
Okay. Yeah. All right, we got to go. We got another segment. Coming up, cookie dough for everyone. Cookie dough used to be for chubby little children that lacked the patience to wait for a superior and properly baked cookie. But a new New York City eatery changes all that. Dough, an all-cookie dough-themed shop, allows grown men and women to forget that they're adults and wrap themselves in the nostalgic embrace of salmonella poisoning. So enjoy your cookie dough milkshakes and your cookie dough ice cream pies. I'll be right here, living like a grown-up. Okay? John?
Please.
I wanted to pose this question. Is this a sign of the infantilization of our culture? What do you think?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, basically, that kind of sugar is like, a big beat in music. Anybody would like it. It kind of oversaturates your senses. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But, yeah, I'm a salt man, though. I want potato chips. I want hot dogs.
I know what you mean.
Anchovies, and that's just as babyish. But
it is.
It's oversaturation.
Look, the reason, Rob, I don't like this is because cookie dough, the kind of people who eat it are people who can't wait. They can't wait to cook it. All right? It's impulse control. It's bad.
Okay. I agree with you. It's probably not very tasty. I prefer to have a cookie.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything wrong with eating the cookie dough. It's not like those people would alternatively go and make it at home. This is a shop that sells this kind of peculiar thing. And look, there's a lot of stores that open in Manhattan that sell a thing, like, little boba, whatever nonsense they sell. And then they close. This one will close. By the time I'm finished talking about this segment, interminably, this place will be closed.
But it opens tomorrow, Tammy. Would you visit a place like this?
Well, it's a good thing you can tell that Bloomberg's no longer the mayor, because he would never have allowed this without he would had all those, he had the sodas taken out. The size of a cookie dough would definitely be on his list. I think that it's ridiculous. It's like going to one of those steak places that you have to cook your own. I don't want to cook my own. If I'm out, you cook it, you feed it to me. That's what I want you to. I want you to actually cut my meat up.
Yes.
Finish it. Finish it. It just goes to this country not wanting to do the work.
Yes.
Everybody's a winner.
Just like the activism.
Paul, you seem to disagree. You're nodding your head.
I love this place. This is the best news story in 2 years. Yes. I celebrate. This could only be better if it was an erotic cookie dough massage place.
It is in Manhattan, so there's probably one in the neighborhood.
It's good.
Hopefully.
Yes,
please.
It could. You can get them both. All right. Well, very special thanks to Tammy Pescatelli, John McWhorter, Paul Hooper, and Rob Long with 2 B's. No? Okay. That does it for me. Tom Shillue. I'll see you next time.